Hello everyone. If you're a follower on my Instagram, you should remember that last week I pitted Kings Island and Kings Dominion against each other. Both parks have similar traits and attractions, so I thought it would be fun to find out which one is best. Round 1, Aero Looping Coasters, Vortex at Kings Island, and Anaconda at Kings Dominion. With no surprise, Vortex won this round with 21 votes. Anaconda only had 3. Again, I'm not surprised. Vortex is definitely the better coaster here. It's slightly smoother, has a better layout, very interesting landscape that it sits over. Yes, Anaconda does have that neat dive into the water, but other than that, the rest of the ride is rather mediocre. Round 2, this is where things start getting a little tricky, but I faced the two giant B&M coasters, which is Banshee at Kings Island and Dominator at Kings Dominion. Yes, they are two different types of roller coasters, but they are kind of similar as they both are very tall, very fast, and very intense and feature multiple inversion. Banshee won this round with 13 votes. Dominator had 4. Now personally, I enjoy Dominator slightly more than Banshee. I wasn't really blown away by Banshee the way many coaster enthusiasts have been. The ride is very intense and has lots of inversions. My personal favorite is that last inversion on Banshee where you do that slow barrel roll. But I enjoy Dominator a little bit more. I like the layout. It's a little bit different than your average floorless coaster. It's, again, very smooth, though the interlocking corkscrew section seems to be a little bit rickety there, which ironically seems to be like a trend amongst B&M coaster. So Banshee did win that round, so right now we have 2 points for Kings Island and 0 points for Kings Dominion. Round 3, the Backlot Stunt Coaster. This is actually where, to my surprise, Kings Dominion won. Kings Dominion won with 13 points and Kings Island only had 6. Personally, I like the one at Kings Island better. I think it has a better location in the park. It doesn't really stick out like a sore thumb. The one at Kings Dominion is placed right next to the jungle and that sort of awkward Intimidator 305 / Area 51 section. But according to the majority of those who responded in this poll, said that the reason why they like Kings Dominion the most is because it actually has a functioning water effect at the end of the ride. Kings Island does not. Round 4. Now this one is probably where we're getting a little trickier. I have Mystic Timbers versus Volcano the Blast Coaster. The reason why I pitted these two against each other is, yes, obviously they are a completely different style of coasters. They are both mildly themed and they both offer something a little bit unique. Mystic Timbers won this round with 13 votes. Volcano Blast Coaster only had 4. This one I actually didn't know which way this would go. Now, Mystic Timbers is the new coaster this year in 2017, so I'm not too surprised that most people leaned towards Mystic Timbers. Blast Coaster is a really good ride. I would actually enjoy it a little bit more, except I'm just a little bit, I can ride this coaster, but I'm just a tad too tall, so my head kind of like is at the top end of the headrest. So it kind of makes for a slightly uncomfortable experience. But both are solid roller coasters that I could honestly wasn't able to tell you which one was going to win in that round. For round 5, I have the Hyper and Giga coaster pitting against each other. Intimidator 305 at Kings Dominion and Diamondback at Kings Island. To my personal preference, I enjoy Diamondback more, but to no surprise, Intimidator 305 won this round with 13 points. Diamondback had 4. Yes, I would say Intimidator 305 is the better coaster. However, it's just so intense that I just don't like to ride it over and over again. I usually get a headache. So if I had to choose between riding Intimidator 305 or Diamondback, I would probably go with Diamondback just because it has a lot of that fun airtime. But again, Intimidator 305 is a great ride. Not surprised that it won this round. So now on to round 6. I'm comparing the two Eiffel Towers located at each park. They are basically identical, same blueprints, so this one could go either way. It seems that people prefer the Eiffel Tower at Kings Dominion, as that one had 8 votes, and Kings Island only had 2. So with that being said, that leaves us at a tie. 3 rounds went to Kings Dominion and 3 rounds went to Kings Island. So for the tiebreaker, using my own personal experiences, I'm going to give this to Kings Island. Kings Island, in my opinion, is the best park by far. I didn't even include Beast into this fight, but Kings Island has the better roller coaster collection. It's a prettier park. No, it doesn't have the intense coaster like Intimidator 305 or the unique inverted coaster like Volcano Blast Coaster. But overall, Kings Island has a fantastic collection of roller coasters. The shows at both parks are very similar. I prefer the layout at Kings Dominion slightly more than Kings Island, just because Planet Snoopy is a little bit more center in the park, as with Kings Island. If you need to take your kids to Planet Snoopy, it's a little bit off the beaten path. So there you have it. Both parks come out tied. Not a true winner. Obviously, I use my own biased opinion and say Kings Island is the best. You can't go wrong with either park, especially this coming year in 2018 when Kings Dominion opens Twisted Timbers, which looks to be like an amazing new RMC coaster. I'm really excited for that one. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and check out some of my other videos, mostly our No Limit 2 creations. Go check them out. Bye.